messed up around here because if you marry somebody, you got to make sure that you got everything together. You can't. One person can't be successful. Both people have to be equal. Because if you got one that's more successful than another, that puts them in jeopardy. You know what I'm saying? But the government that messed over me, so I don't.
Actually, wait. Successful in what facet, right? Because that's very important. That's very important, right? We have this tendency of equating a woman's success, especially if it's like financially or her by whatever the case may be. We equate success to things that aren't important. Like when you looking at a girl, bro. I'm not in a relationship yet, but the ones that stand out the most, talking about life, literally, that's fire. Even if you that's fire. So I am gonna make more content about that, bro. I got you. Um. Oh, I lost my train of thought. No. The being equal or whatever the case may be, right? It depends if you're looking at it from a modern standpoint or a more traditional standpoint. Because back in the day, that's actually a very normal dynamic for you to be success, especially for the man to be successful, and the woman is like helping him, nurturing him, being of his aid. Her success shows in different areas. Is she nurturing? Is she caring? Can she actually be a mother? Can she, is she like little things that's actually beneficial that helps you be successful? Because success, quote unquote, especially if you're tying it to like money and all this other type of stuff, right? You don't need that much money to actually have a successful relationship. So if you need both people to be ultra successful, that's almost like a money grab in a way, because usually one person can be successful, and as long as the other person isn't resentful and they understand their position, it can work. That type of shit only starts falling through when people don't understand their position. When people are trying to compete, like who's the breadwinner, who's the real big dog. Like, nah, what do we need? If we have what we need, then all this other type of stuff is irrelevant. We don't both need to be making $100 million a year and shit like that when the bills is only 3,000. Certain shit like that.
Agree
But
with
let's see
that.
what let's see what else he says.
That contract they get you to sign because it's not for the man. It's more for the woman and the
That's
kids.
facts. I will say that.
But the
Yeah.
man got to be the one to ask. Will you marry me? Go buy the diamond ring. Go buy the house and all that. Just to be taken from you. It should be like if you forfeit this marriage or if it ends in any kind of way, you got to pay that man back because he asked you to marry him. That's the way it should go. But the way they got it now, if you ain't ready and your emotions ain't in check, cause all that other stuff they tell you that hey you gonna get in it and this is gonna be your marriage and it's gonna be private. No such thing.
Man, I was getting so much heat on a video that I posted with my grandpa, right? I'm not gonna say so much heat because there was people agreeing and stuff like that, right? But my grandpa was in a relationship with my grandma, right? For like 50, 60 years, right? Married, all this other type of stuff. And he made a comment. He was like, you don't, so he had brought this girl. He always had like a bunch of girlfriends and stuff like that, right? He had brought this girl to, some type of house where, the old heads and stuff was at. And then one day, the old head was like, that's your soulmate, right? Out of all the girls he brought into that place or whatever the case may be, he looked at her and was like, that's your soulmate. He was like, oh, I'm gonna get married to her and all this other type of stuff, right? He said that OG told him that y'all were married before you even needed to marry. Like, you didn't even need to marry her. God married you. That is your soulmate, right? Certain relationships, bro, you guys were married the moment y'all met each other. And y'all were just going through the trials and tribulations of life, whether y'all separated, had to break up, whatever the case may be. The person that you're meant to marry, you married them the moment you met them. You accepted that journey the moment you met them. They weren't going to leave. You get what I'm saying? Like, when you find your soulmate, bro, all that other type of stuff goes out the window. And I'm pretty sure soulmates, when everybody talk about prenups and all this other type of stuff, that's cool and all. right woman's not gonna, bitch and complain about that type of stuff. But bro, your soulmate, you're not even gonna be worried about like a lot of that stuff. She's not even gonna be pressured off that. That's the thing. You gotta date somebody who's like matches your energy, matches your frequency. If you date somebody who's just like heavy on marriage, they don't really care about the spiritual attributes and just what actually comes behind being just a divine feminine energy. They just want that title. If your headspace isn't also right there, it's gonna be some disconnects for sure.
Once you sign that paper, everybody in your business.
Certain relationships don't need no paper. Oh God, yeah. Certain relationships don't need the government, bro.
You sign a contract.
Oh, he's talking about kids, but I'm talking about marriage.
Go to the thing, the baby born, and you go in there and sign in that birth certificate, and you sign in the hospital paperwork and all that. That puts you under a contract for 18 years, because they're gonna be like, I want to check up on Halo. I want to make sure you being the best parent, just because you signed that contract. There ain't nothing you can do about it. Yeah. And if they decide they want to come up with a reason to come mess with your family, there's nothing you can do about it unless you got the money to fight it. And if you don't, you got to surrender.
Yeah.
Mm. That was deep. I ain't gonna cap.
So how did Darius come about?
Darius, he was the same way.
Who was that, Dub?
As soon as I got married,
or his brother?
He said to do, boom. He was born the following year.
And Darius is 7.
I'm confused.
Darius when you was what?
I had to be about I think about 45. Dang. Tonight, that's over with for you. She don't believe shit else.
Nah, Halo already getting a little bad. I'm excited though. I think it's gonna be.
See, you gotta
Oh yeah, this is dad talk. This is dad talk.
Get that away. Get that all the way away, because then he'll be like, I'm doing something I feel shameful. So don't let nobody call him bad. So he just didn't understand.
Yeah.
So get that all the way out the way. He's not bad. He just don't understand right now.
That's actually deep.
I call him a YN sometimes.
Whoa, bro, it be the little shit. You're not bad, you just didn't understand. Do you know how that would like affect you growing up? Like, I didn't even think about some shit like that. If you grew up your whole life, everybody's calling you bad and asshole, just everybody has something negative to say, you're gonna think that that's like a problem. You get what I'm saying? That's gonna really fuck with your self-esteem. You're gonna think, oh, I'm just a bad person. I'm just a whatever the case may be. But if it was just some simple shit, it's like, oh, you don't understand. It's like a certain level of grace behind that, where it's like an innocence. I fuck with that. That I fuck with.